Hi, I'm Randy Christian with the Essential Faith Project, and I want to talk to you today about a question that has come up many times because of the cultural changes that have happened over the last 30 years or so, and that is, what does the Bible say about tattoos? And is it okay for Christians to carry tattoos on their body? Now, I'm sure you have noticed, if you live in the United States, that tattoos are no longer the province of those on the edge of society. In fact, tattoos are considered quite stylish. Many people under 40, maybe even under 50, have them today. A lot of people my age, which is above that figure, have them. And I've even had conversations with people where they talk about their tattoo artists the same way that people talk about their barber. You know, oh, I found a great one. I love the way he does it. And, you know, people talk back and forth like they're going to try each other's tattooist or ink artist out. Now, the question isn't, is this something you want to do? I got to tell you, I've known many people who have gotten tattoos when they were young and then found themselves when they were older really regretting it. I even knew one person who went through extreme medical procedures to try to have a lot of tattoos removed because of the content that were in those tattoos. And then 20 years later, how humiliated they were that these things were literally on their skin. So, you know, we need to be careful about doing something that is going to permanently be part of our body. But that said, that's not the real question. This is not a matter of taste. The question is, what does the Bible say about tattoos? And are tattoos okay? The answer is going to surprise most people because it's kind of a good news, bad news thing. And it is a great example of how we need to be careful to understand what is in the Bible in context. So, what does the Bible say about tattoos? There's only one place in Scripture that actually talks about tattoos, and the word that is used is marks. And it was used not just for tattoos, but for branding and other kinds of marks that would be placed on people's skin permanently. And in Leviticus 19:28, the author of Leviticus says this: "Do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks." And those are two different words, but basically they mean the kind of things that we would consider tattoos and more. Don't put those marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. Literally, I am Yahweh. And that last phrase is God saying, this is me telling you this. And it's important that you realize I'm saying this to you as the one who has given you my name so that we can have a close relationship with God and his people. So Leviticus says, don't do that. Period. So the simple answer would be, well, if Leviticus says don't do it, then we shouldn't do it. And if you want to go there, I'm fine with that because there's certainly nothing that would say getting a tattoo is in any way imperative. But here's the problem. A lot of people have already gotten them. I've served with many pastoral staff members who have tattoos. Are they wrong? Are they bad? Should we leave those churches, as a number of people have, because of those tattoos? I had one person come to me when I was serving a church in Southern California and say, because of the tattoos of a staff member we had hired, he was leaving the church. Well, honestly, I knew that was not true because, number one, there were other things that he was even more upset with, and they were about me. But number two, if you read the Bible, you have to read that passage in Leviticus in context. And in the context, it's very clear that he's talking about idolatry. Don't do these things as a part of idol worship, because the old ways of idol worship have to be put aside. I am Yahweh. I have called you to myself. Now, if there's any doubt that we need to not be rigid and legalistic, Let me simply point you to the sentence just before the one I read. In verse 27, the author says, "Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard." Now, if you look at me, you'll notice I don't have the hair on the sides of my head continuing to grow. And I have indeed trimmed my beard. In fact, it is just as common today for people to have no beard, much less not clip the sides of the beard. The only people I know who are actually faithful to this are a group of very ultra-conservative Jewish people called the Hasidim, or the Hasidic people. And these are the ones that we've all seen maybe in New York City with the hats and the long sideburns that just hang down and their beards grown out. And they take this passage very literally, but let's be real, the rest of us don't. So this guy, for example, who came and condemned my staff member for having a tattoo, had his hair cut and his beard shaved. He was in violation of this passage just as much as the guy with the tattoo. Now, I don't have a problem with either one of them because, again, if you read this, the context is about idolatry. So if you're going to have a tattoo, here's what I would suggest. Number one, you better believe what I believe. If you actually believe that Leviticus says, no, don't do it in any and all circumstances, then if you have a tattoo, in your own heart, you're disobeying God. And that's a sin. So don't do that. Number two, you need to be sure that you are in no way participating in something that could be foreseen or perceived as idolatrous. I always get a kick, for example, out of people who put letters of Hebrew words or Chinese characters or whatever on their skin when they don't read that language. And you're just hoping it means what people say it means. I've actually read Greek that people have put on, and it doesn't say what they think it says. They put something on their body, some tattoo artist put on, and it doesn't say what he advertises to say. So be very careful there. I would add another caution. We are here to serve our King. So be careful about who you're going to be around. And if putting a tattoo on your body is going to compromise your ability to serve the King, then it's a sin. Don't do it. Now, it is absolutely true that there are many people for whom having that tattoo actually helps them serve the King because of the people that they're reaching out to. I have no problem with that at all. But what it comes back to is our bodies do not belong to us. We don't put tattoos or punch holes in our ears or whatever for ourselves. Our bodies belong to the King. So the question becomes, is this something that's going to honor him and help me serve him? If so, do it. But if not, then we need to rethink this and submit ourselves to the will of the King because it's him that we serve. I hope this has been useful to you. I would encourage you, if it has, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends and ask them to subscribe as well. And I encourage you to go to our website, theessentialfaithproject.org, and look at the other resources that we offer to help you as you strive to be a faithful disciple of the King.